This is a white man's saloon, and it sells white man's liquor. And I'm telling you to crawl your filth out of here, Breed. Before I kill you.
Howdy from the front, Outriders. Sam here. Now everybody, and I mean everybody, when they talk about Charles Bronson, it's always just once upon a time in the West. And don't get me wrong, that's a mountain of a picture. But here's my gripe. Folks act like that's the only Bronson Western worth a Saturday night. And that's like saying a man only ate one good meal his whole life. Bronson, he made like a whole saddlebag of Westerns through the 70s. Most of them European money. Some of them a bit strange, and a couple of them downright forgotten. And to my eye, he's every bit the equal of that fella with no name, maybe even more. So I went digging through the ones nobody ever mentions, ranked them by how much pure Bronson they deliver. Fair warning though, a couple of these wander off the cattle trail a bit, and I'll own that when we get there. All right, let's ride. All right, we're going to start this back at the beginning, before Bronson was Bronson. In 1958, you got Showdown at Boot Hill, and folks will tell you this was his first starring role, which, that ain't quite true, but it's close enough to count as the place the legend cracks his eyes open. This is directed by Gene Fowler Jr., a fellow better known for cutting film than calling action. He's the man that gave the world I Was a Teenage Werewolf, which tells you the neighborhood we're in here. Now, here's the setup, and it's a sharp little hook. Bronson rides in as a bounty hunter.
Maynard, you're worth $200 to me, dead or alive.
He guns down a wanted outlaw, fair and square.
You just go for your gun. That's a chance you wouldn't get with a hangman.
And then the whole daggum town refuses to sign the paper saying he did it. Seems the dead man was real charitable around those parts, and these folks would sooner choke than help a stranger collect his money.
The authorities in St. Louis don't like to take just the marshal's word for it.
A man is dead, that ought to satisfy the proper authorities.
It doesn't satisfy them that the man I killed was Con Maynard.
Well, who is that important to?
That's important to me.
You didn't have to kill him. You could have turned him over to Sheriff Hinkle.
So Bronson, he's stuck, just marooned in a town that hates him, holding a corpse that he can't cash in. Now I'm gonna level with you. The writers made a boneheaded call on this one, giving Bronson a federal marshal badge on top of the bounty work.
I'm a deputy United States Marshal.
Well, ain't that a fancy title for a fella like you?
'Cause no soul alive would assass a U.S. Marshal like that. But here's the part that tickles me. In a genre full of tall drinks of water, they cast Bronson as a short fella.
I'm waiting for you, tall man.
Leslie's not what you think.
He's sensitive about his height, and he plays that chip on the shoulder so well, you forget he's 5 foot nothing of coiled wire. The real treat's John Carradine as the barber/undertaker, just lighting up every scene he creeps into. It's decent campfire company and a fine place to watch a star catch fire.
This is not for the bright morning. It is for the dark hours of the night.
Killings for the dark hours. And the lid down ain't nothing more than carpentry. Who cares what hours a carpenter keeps?
All right, now, I promise I'd be honest when we strayed off the trail. And so here it is, Borderline, 1980. And it ain't really a Western. Well, not really. It's more of a modern-day Border Patrol picture with trucks and headlights instead of horses and lanterns. But I'm gonna put it on the list anyways, because it's got Bronson playing the same fella he always plays. Quiet, tired man, doing a hard job because somebody's got to do it.
Hey, where you taking him?
Folding pin. This one's a Pugliero.
Let me get your name.
What's a Pugliero? He's a guide. Son of a bitch. Preys on these other poor people.
It's the same desert, just with some cars added in. Sometimes the Western rides in wearing different boots. Bronson's, he's called Jeb in this one, and he's a chief border patrol officer, working nights pulling folks out of the dark as they cross over.
What's coming down, Chief?
We're supposed to assist Chula tonight. Work Otay Mesa.
Then one of his men gets gunned down.
All right, partner, let's get this other side open.
And the FBI shows up convinced it's all about drugs. And Jeb, being Bronson and all, don't trust a single one of them and sets out to find the truth. It's standard meat and potatoes Bronson. I ain't gonna oversell it. But here's why a Bronson man ought to see it. This is the picture that introduced Ed Harris.
We're making one big run tomorrow night. We're bringing 2,000 wets across, and we're moving them off this ranch in less than 12 hours.
He's a baby-faced, ice-cold Ed Harris playing the smuggler, and you can already see the whole career standing there in his eyes. Bronson, generous old pro as he was, just let the kid cook. The picture got a fine score and a documentary kind of look. The camera follows the action like it stumbled onto it. All hat and some cattle. It's a workman-like Bronson vehicle, but the man could make workman-like feel like a warm chair by the fire.
Remember me? Huh? We came across the border a couple nights ago. Now you remember?
All right, now here's a curious one and a personal favorite of mine. Chino from 1973, which is sometimes called The Valdez Horses, is directed by John Sturges, the Magnificent Seven man himself, and it's the last picture he and Bronson ever made together. This was shot over in Spain, where they made about 900 of these spaghetti pictures in the dust. Bronson plays Chino Valdez. He's a half-Indian horse breeder on a New Mexico ranch, just minding his own business, which, in a Bronson Western, it's the surest sign trouble's about to come calling.
Stop it!
Hey, Chato.
Now, again, to be straight with you, this one, it's a bit slow. It's brooding, dreamy, and wanders off into its own thoughts. Some folks find it tiresome, and I wouldn't argue that down. But here's the thing. It's slow on purpose, and it's after something most Westerns never try to reach for. It's about a man and his land and his horses and his pride, and that black stallion that stands in for every bit of freedom that the world keeps trying to take from him. There's a tender romance with Jill Ireland in this one, and that's Bronson's real wife if you didn't know that. You can totally feel it. The ease between them that no actor can fake.
Oh, no.
He takes in a young drifter, teaches him the horse trade.
Hold up.
Yes, sir. My name is Jamie Wagner. I'm looking for work.
You sure look in funny places. You run away from home, boy?
No, sir.
And the picture loves that quiet teaching more than it loves any shootouts. And then there's the ending. It's a strange, unhinged ending. And it sticks with you longer than a louder movie would. For years, this thing sat in beat-up public domain prints, looking like mud. And the recent cleanups have done it real kindness. It's worth the saddle swords if you got the patience, because there's a quieter Bronson than most folks know in this thing.
Guess I will drink it someplace else.
All right, now we're going to get to the one that kind of bites. Chato's Land from 1972. This is Michael Winner directing, the fellow who later led us to Death Wish with Bronson. And this is Bronson stripped down to a pure presence here. He plays his half Apache man.
This is a white man's saloon, and it sells white man's liquor. And I'm telling you to crawl your filth out of here, Breed.
Who ends up shooting a racist sheriff in a saloon.
Back off, lawman.
You hear that, George? I'm gonna bleed you, boy.
In plain self-defense, and then gets a whole posse sicked on him for the crime of surviving while not being white. They chase him all the way up to his own mountains. Big mistake. Turns out, they wander onto Chato's Land. Like, that's the whole title, and that's the whole thread of this thing. What's amazing about this movie is Bronson, he barely says a word the entire picture. I mean, like hardly any dialogue at all. Now he goes shirtless, and he's a man who's 50 years old while they're filming this movie. Just lean as rawhide, not an ounce of give on him. But the real meat, it ain't even Bronson. It's the posse. One of the guys in that one is Jack Palance as the old Confederate captain who misses the war, who lights up at a chance to lead men into the hills again.
Don't make sense, Jubal. Should have been long gone from here, running man and all.
Might be. Figured we stopped chasing him and circle around for some reason.
Might be.
But if he does, we'll have us a hanging come nightfall.
That's a performance, partners. In the film, it lets you watch that posse rot from the inside.
Put the gun away now. Right now.
There's a few decent men, but they're too cowardly to stop the wicked ones.
Are you gonna stop that out of mine?
Don't get between a dog and his bone.
Till they cross a line so foul that Chato stops just to turn them and starts collecting.
Let's see what you got, Squall.
And the genius of it all, Chato, he hardly has to lift a hand by the end of this thing. The land does his killing for him. It's grim as a graveyard at midnight. Harsh and dry and mean. But it's got more on its mind than most westerns twice its budget. This one's a hard one, but a hidden treasure with some teeth.
Quincy, Josh!
All right, so here's the number one. The one I hand a fellow who swears he only likes Once Upon a Time. Breakheart Pass from 1975. And here's the kicker. This thing was written by Alistair MacLean, the Where Eagles Dare man, off his own novel. So what you get, it's a western that's secretly a crackerjack murder mystery. Near the whole thing set aboard a train, hauling through the mountains to a fort that supposedly got disease broke out inside of it. Bronson plays John Deacon. He's a wanted man brought aboard in chains, and I'll tell you no more than that. Because the whole joy of this picture is that nobody is who they claim to be. That's the hook that makes it sing. You spend the first 3/4 of the ride just trying to sort out the good guys from the bad. And just when you think you've got them pegged, the floor drops out on you. You got Ben Johnson, Richard Crenna, Charles Durnan, Ed Lauder, Jill Ireland, Bronson's wife again, and the only soul on that train who is what she seems. All of them hiding something. But let me geek out on the part that earns the #1 spot. The action's all real, partners. No computer trickery, none of that weightless modern nonsense. Like there's this fist fight between Bronson and Archie Moore, who's a genuine boxing champ. And it's up on the roof of that train while it's barreling through the pass. And there's even a train crash in this thing that'll drop your jaw. Done the old hard way with real iron. Top it all with a Jerry Goldsmith theme that's gonna lodge in your skull for like a week. This thing is lean, it's mean, and it don't waste a frame. It's a hidden treasure buried in the dirt. And the finest argument I know that Bronson's no second fiddle to anybody. Saddle up for this one and check it out.
Maybe you know what's going on around here.
No.
So here's the thing about Charles Bronson. Still made you lean in. Still made you believe a quiet man was the most dangerous thing for miles around. That's not stardom you buy. That's something a fella's just got. The drive-in kid of me knew the first time the granite face filled the screen, and 40 years later, I know it still. If this video rode with you right, why don't you mosey over and hit that like button, maybe even subscribe if you want to check it out. The channel's growing, not as fast as we'd hope, but we're getting there. So until then, do me a favor, lock and load, partners, and keep the reels a-rolling.
Why? Always spend his money free. Harder and squeeze for the women, joke for the men. Real popular.
What about the men he killed?
Killed none here.
I never felt that picture done me justice. It looks a little peaked.